Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. And it's that time again. It's that time for me to break my rules on getting modern day wrestlers. But when good old Ross came through with a $20 WWE Ultimate Edition, Seth Freakin Rollins, I had to go ahead and make the switch. I do have a few Seth Rollins in my collection. Obviously, I only do one at a time, but I figured if I'm going to have one on display, I might as well have an Ultimate Edition, and this is kind of over the top as it can be. And for 20 bucks, I said, you know what, let's do it. I hadn't had a lot of good luck at Ross lately, so I figured it was time to go ahead and pull the trigger on something super cool like this and add a new Ultimate to the collection. So let's go ahead and get them unboxed and see what's going on with Seth Freakin Rollins. Alright, we got Seth Rollins unboxed here, and I can definitely say we've got a lot going on, so let's go ahead and get into it. We do have some extra hands. We've got an open hand, 2 fists, and then we do have a runaway, which I'll have to get here in a minute, but 2 of these guys, 2 of us kind of sing along with my entrance music hands going on there, so pretty cool. A ridiculous Elton John style helmet going on here, some devil horns, some HBK, like I said, Elton John style sunglasses going on there. Over the top, strange, wild, definitely will never see again, no doubt about it. But then you get the back of the hat, it's just a hat, which is kind of funny. You get like I guess they may have just cut it to add all that stuff on there, not too sure. But pretty funny all the same. You do get an extra head sculpt. Obviously, the more animated of the two, the other one's just a stoic face on the figure, but very cool, and probably the one that most people are going to go with if they're doing the full-on entrance attire, so pretty neat there. And then you got to have your entrance jacket, flames, and all that stuff. I think they did a good job of kind of getting the sparkly look to it, especially here on the arms of the jewels and stuff that I'm sure were on this, to give it that pop. So very nice. Nice collar. I do like that. Looks really good. And normal t-shirt quality going on there. Pretty neat. Now this will be the fun part of the figure, I think, getting it on, seeing how long it lasts and holds together. But you got your arms here. It's going to go on like a little set of wings on the back. Very bright, colorful, and detailed. They definitely put some pretty good effort into this sculpt all by itself. So it looks pretty cool. I'm curious how he's going to stand with this extra weight. It's not too heavy, but it is noticeable on the weight department, and I'll be curious to see how these straps hold up over time. But I guess that's over time, and we'll see how it looks on the figure just by himself. And speaking of the figure, let's go ahead and get into the figure itself. Very nice looking figure here. Like I said, you get that Seth Rollins look. Definitely no mistaken anybody else for this. This is clearly Seth Rollins all day long. Like the different hair going on different parts, coming over the shoulders, all that stuff. Butterflies, abs, ripped pretty good. Would like to see a little chest hair on him, and he is missing his back tattoo that he has, so that's kind of a weird thing to miss, especially on an Ultimate. One of the things, honestly, you can't miss. It's kind of unacceptable, if I'm being honest. I know we're getting a lot of stuff and the figure's meant to be posed with all that stuff, but you know, some people want multiples, especially with these Ultimates. If you're a Seth Rollins fan, you want them in the outfit, you want them out of the outfit. If you went to the event, you want to be able to depict the figure properly, and missing this giant tattoo, and honestly missing his chest hair, is also kind of a bummer. Chest hair not as bad as the tattoo for sure. But then you can move it down to the pants. Seth Rollins there on the belt buckle. Nice design on the belt buckle, or on the belt. Has some good detail going on there. Paint going on. Do have pinned knees, so that's another disappointing aspect of these Ultimates. Ultimates should be pinless, and we do have pins. So it's like they went the extra mile, and then once they got to the end of the road, they realized they were out of gas. That's kind of how I'm viewing that. So overall, it looks okay. The pins are usually not a big deal for me, but Ultimates it's kind of a bummer, because that's just what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be pinless, like you have up here, and when they're not, you feel like there's a reason, and the reason is they didn't want to spend the money to make the figure properly. So that's just that. But all in all, not bad, and I guess we're going to find out how we look all put together. So let's go ahead, get him all set up, and give our final thoughts on the Ultimate Takeover edition of Seth Freakin Rollins. Alright, and there you have it. And I gotta say, that wasn't that hard to get together. Shout out to the Ultimates for being able to pull the arms off, hands off, heads off. That definitely made this a lot easier and a lot smoother getting it going. But, I mean, really, that was, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes of effort to get it on there and no real struggles. So, kudos to the Mattel team. Looks really great. This figure pops like crazy. Definitely a scene stealer in your shelf. And I do have a modern wrestling shelf. So I have one shelf devoted to these guys. I think I have like 9, 10, 12, something like that devoted to legends and things like that. But this figure definitely deserves a place in the fronter section of my shelf, no doubt about it. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, as we post new content every single day. But it is almost time to get on out of here. Shout out to Ross for picking this up from the Amazon factories, I'm guessing, and putting it down for a good price for everybody at $20. I think it's definitely worth it. But is it something you guys are going to pick up? Like I said, let us know in those comments down below. But it is that time. It's time to throw one back. So for myself and Uncle BJ, we are going to throw one back, and we'll see you all next time.